Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 106, Purpose for Money. I am your host, Robroy Wiley, investor coach and business exit planning coach also. And with me today, I have my co-host, Lynda Martin, who is a EOS growth coach. She is well, actually, Lynda, why don't you go ahead and explain a little more in depth? Because I have a feeling that if I explain it, I might not add in all the details of what you specifically do as a coach in helping a entrepreneur business grow.
So my purpose in life is to help make the world a better place. I know that sounds a little frou-frou, but I mean, it really is what I love to do. And I see the world, the place where that is most highly leveraged is in small to mid-sized businesses.
Mhm.
They have an enormous impact on people's lives, as well as I grew up in an entrepreneurial family seeing entrepreneurs struggle, be successful, struggle, be successful. And I thought there's got to be a way to make this easier. So my goal with my clients is to help the leadership team get everything they want out of their business. I'm generally working with businesses between 10 and 250 people. And I'm helping the leadership team get on the same page using a simple, practical system of tools that helps them do really three things. We call it vision, traction, and healthy. So vision from the standpoint of where are we going, how are we going to get there, and is everybody clear on what that is? Do we all agree? The second thing, traction, is how do we hold each other accountable? How do we be disciplined about getting to that vision? And then healthy is really just simply having open, honest communication and really functioning together as a team. From there, as goes the leadership team, so goes the whole company. I get to the point in my clients where everyone in the company is crystal clear about the vision, knows their role in helping achieve it, and is disciplined, has some measurements in place, and also is participating in this open, honest communication. That turbocharges the business. It removes so many obstacles. And for, you mentioned exit planning. For
Mhm.
exit planning, one of the biggest obstacles to selling a business is that the founder or founders, without them, there is no business.
Right. Right. That there is new business. And with what you do as far as defining the vision and helping the founders express their how they want to grow the business and defining am I correct in defining the roles of the employees and having those systems in place, you add more value to the business. And consequently, when a business owner or owners wants to actually exit or is looking at selling the business either to key employees or even to a third party,
That's
and is specifically maybe using that business as a way to fund their retirement or their later years, um, helps make it more profitable and helps them in actually maximizing the value of their business over that
right.
time.
Yes, and so it makes the exit event much more powerful. You need to be, as Stephen Covey was always saying, begin with the end in mind.
Mhm. Yes.
It also makes today better. It makes because it makes the business run more smoothly. We're putting in processes, we're putting in procedures, we're creating a culture where everyone is operating at what Dan Sullivan calls their unique ability. You're getting more value out of the company right away. And to the point for the founders who have put so much work into what they've done, they can immediately start setting aside more money for their retirement
Mhm.
or their children's college, or even the family vacation next week or next summer. And they'll be able to take that vacation and not be on the phone or email the whole time.
And you also, another good point also with what you do, if they're leaving the business to key employees, so there's this group that wants to take over the business, um, you're giving them also the skills to take on the vision and keep the business growing by defining their roles and giving them a process to put into place. So because in some circumstances, key employees don't have the money to necessarily buy out the owner.
Right.
When the owner steps aside or reduces their hours, and if their later years is dependent on that monthly check and that the business remain profitable,
Right.
those key employees have to be very strong in their entrepreneurial skills and leading the company forward. And
Yes.
if they don't, and the company does drop in profitability, the owner may actually have to come back out of retirement,
Oh, yes.
acetate the business, and salvage what's there and try to implement either new procedures or a new process, or you look for a different way to actually exit out of the business. So what you do is so critical. I know you mentioned to me that you have a chart, and of course, graphs and charts are always great to see because people just love graphics.
I think this would be a good time to show you, we actually create this ladder
Mm-hmm.
for people to take on the level of responsibility and accountability that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually call this the accountability chart. Now, is this filling your whole screen? Let me try that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Yes. It's perfect.
Okay. So we start with just these top 3 layers on the visionary team. It's the first thing we do with them. This is so important. This is the foundation. I like to say that if you do this well, you're 50% of the value of what we do is going to come to your company. And it's really simple. It is not easy, but anybody can do this. You can download this from EOS Worldwide. You can just Google EOS Worldwide, and there are free tools that you can download. Obviously, if anybody wants to reach out to me to walk them through this, I'm happy to do that. But the idea is that there are really only 3 things a company does. They do marketing and sales, get business in, they take care of that business, delivering a service or product, and then they need to manage the money and the administrative back-end stuff, which is what the finance box is all about. Now, if I'm working with somebody and if somebody is using this tool, they're obviously going to customize this to them for their company. Marketing and sales might divide. There might be 2 or 3 operations that have a slightly different path or a very different path. And then finance might break up into finance and IT and HR. But you really want no more than 5, maximum of 8 boxes at this level. And then there's the integrator, and the integrator is the one who integrates the smooth operation of these 3 functions. And then in about half of our businesses, we find there is a visionary at the top. And the visionary is, often there's a visionary and an integrator as co-founders, or the visionary has hired someone to try and be the integrator. A visionary is someone who has 20 ideas every day. One of them might be good. But the one that is good that month is the one that has propelled the company to its success. And so the integrator is more about profit and loss, as you can see, and the day-to-day operations. By the way, LMA stands for Lead, Manage, and Accountability.
Okay.
And we take a lot of time to teach our leadership teams about what the 5 key leadership abilities, the 5 key management abilities that they need to be building, and then how do you build accountability throughout the entire organization. And we have about 6 or 8 tools that are really designed to build accountability into the organization on a day-to-day basis, again, this is number one. This is the foundational one. So you can see that if you're assigning like 5 key roles to each of these people, and that gets us away from micromanagement, and it also clarifies who's accountable for who, because if 2 people are accountable for something, nobody's accountable.
Yes, very true.
You know, I have about an hour instruction module on this, and then we often, well, I'll usually spend about 20 minutes explaining all the ins and outs of this with the team, and then we just dive right in and start doing it. Now you start cutting through, and and what we're doing is we're looking at this from the standpoint of what is the best structure for the organization.
Okay.
And is there a visionary? Is there an integrator? Should marketing and sales be separate? Who's going to be in charge of what? And sometimes you have to cut through some ego in the room, and people have to put their egos aside for the good of the business. This opens up conversations. This opens up conversations that need to be had about whose turf is whose. And I've had people say, wow, we've been avoiding this. We've been walking on eggshells for 6 months, sometimes for 6 years. And in one morning, we can at least begin to clarify this. And then obviously you roll it down through the whole organization. And this creates the ladder you were talking about. In one company that is actually spinning off a branch in another city, the employees are buying it. They've gotten financing. Banks love this stuff.
Yeah, it's when you have like a chart like this and a process, it is easier, I mean, definitely for everyone involved to see where things are flowing. So I really do like this company accountability chart and what you bring to the table. So
the challenging part, it's very simple. There are a couple simple rules. 1 name per box. First you do the structure without thinking about people.
Yes.
Then it's 1 name per box. You can have 1 name in several boxes, and then that also begins to address capacity issues. Somebody who's working, you know, at 150% capacity, that is not sustainable. So it also provides that ladder. Like I said, the company I was telling you about that is spinning off, the person who is going to head that up as integrator started out in the operations box.
Okay.
And has moved up to the integrator box. And then someone under him who was in a more supervisory function is moving up to the operations box. But by now everybody's very clear about what everybody's accountable for. They've got processes in place, so it makes it much smoother.
Yes, I can definitely see that. So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, Lynda,
yes,
how would they? Where would they go? How would they reach out to you to find out more about either helping them out in their business or getting you as a EOS coach in streamlining their team?
I would say go to goodwingrowth.com is one option, and you can check out stuff. Just call me, 404-697-5212. I'll say that again for you people out there. It's like I feel like I'm on one of those TV shows. 404-697-5212. And I am happy because, again, I have this weird streak where I just want to change the world and help entrepreneurs do better. Call me if you have a question. Call me if I'm not going to do a hard sell on you. I want to help you. We have a book. I'm rereading it right now, so it's right back there. that you can read and learn the system. I can give you a few pointers, but yeah, talk is good. Talk is good. Obviously, you can find my email. It's lmartin@goodwingrowth.com, but talk is better.
Yeah, and I'll have the information or your contact information at the bottom of the video.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that.
That's fine. I'm Robroy Wiley, investor coach and business exit planning coach. I can be reached at Robroy at Smart Plan Investing, or to find out more at smartplaninvesting.com, or it can be reached at also at 770-450-6625. Thank you, Lynda, for joining me on episode 106 of Purpose for Money, talking about how entrepreneurs can help get value in adding value to their business. So,
thank you, Robroy. It was great fun.
Thank you.